In Ottawa tomorrow, a protest is planned against the ongoing violence in Gaza. Our next guest, Tyler Levitan, is an organizer for the rally. He's a spokesperson for Independent Jewish Voices Canada, a nonprofit national human rights organization whose mandate is to promote a non-violent resolution to the conflict. Mr. Levitan, thank you for joining us, sir.
You're welcome.
I take it you are against the ground invasion by Israel. Why is that?
I'm against it because, Israel as the occupying power has the responsibility to protect civilians. And what it's done is it's indiscriminately bombed civilians. As we can see time and time again, Israel has been targeting through its precision-guided missiles from the sea, from the air, and now on the ground. We have Palestinian ambulances, schools, hospitals, a center for disabled people, children playing soccer on the beach. Of course, I would be opposed to the indiscriminate murder of Palestinian children and other innocent civilians.
But, sir, how do you respond to the allegation by the Israeli government that Hamas would not stop firing rockets into Israel, potentially hurting, killing people, and they had to defend their own citizens?
Well, if Israel was concerned with defending its own citizens, then what it should do is follow international law, stop occupying Palestine, end its siege, which is a form of collective punishment as identified by really the entire international community on the Gaza Strip. And once Palestinians are able to actually send out export goods, import goods, have access to facilities, to have proper sewage, have access to water, have access to power, then maybe they wouldn't be shooting rockets into Israel. Israel has to obey international law. Israel claims to be a Western democracy, so it should be held to the same standards as other Western democracies. It needs to stop occupying another people, systematically oppressing them, and continuing to colonize their land. So Israel really shouldn't be talking about security when it's the occupying power.
And yet Hamas still fires rockets.
Yes, Hamas does fire rockets, and Independent Jewish Voices is not a supporter of Hamas, but we understand that the key culprit here is the Israeli government, because as I've said, they are maintaining a brutal siege on the people of Gaza. This is a form of collective punishment, as I said. It's against international law. Israeli officials have said openly that they are doing this to punish the Palestinian people for electing a government that refuses to turn over and submit to Israel's ongoing occupation and colonization of Palestinian lands. So Israel is really to blame here. Of course, Hamas's indiscriminate firing of rockets needs to be condemned, but we have to look at the broader picture here. 80% of the people living in Gaza are refugees that Israel expelled from what is today Israel because they aren't Jews. And Israel keeps them forced living in these terrible conditions and imposes a siege on them to punish them because they elected a government that Israel isn't happy with, that challenges Israel's ongoing colonization of Palestine. This is absurd that we are continuing to support this country that is openly colonizing and occupying and oppressing another people. It's really shameful to see that the Canadian government is unquestioningly supporting Israel, and now even the official opposition NDP has been bullied by the Israel lobby in this country to side with Israel unquestioningly and not condemn the massacre that they're perpetrating in Gaza.
Tyler Levitan is an organizer for the rally tomorrow. He is a spokesperson for Independent Jewish Voices Canada. Thank you for joining us, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.